Hey guys, this is Parvez. So I've been making videos to share my own experience of studying and working here in Ireland. Now I try to focus on sharing my own mistakes and failures so that you people don't repeat those mistakes. And this has helped some people in making a better decision based on the feedback that I've received. So thank you for all the positive feedback, and I'm glad I could help. In this video, I'll try and share my own mistakes that I made when studying here in Ireland, and also when I graduated and started applying for jobs and giving interviews. These are some of the common mistakes that should be avoided. So first mistake is influence. So what I mean by this is when I decided to pursue masters, I took an education loan. I was a fresher, and once I chose or once I selected the university and course, I came to Ireland. And first day in class, I met people from different places with different work experience. Some of them had 5 years of experience or 10 years of experience with different skill set. So different. It was a good mix. And as a fresher, I was a little scared already because I had an education loan, and there's always a feeling or a thought about how will you clear this loan. It's a lot of money and all that is there. But first day, fine. The problem is that some people, they already started applying for jobs on their first day in the class, which was shocking for me because I did not expect this, and I didn't even know what to do. Should I apply for the jobs as well, or should I not? Now, as a fresher, a little bit scared, I ended up applying for the jobs as well. Now, that application was completely meaningless because even if, let's say, the recruiter called, which the recruiter never called, but even if the recruiter called, I would not have been eligible to work for that company because legally I'm allowed to work only 20 hours a week as a student while on my stamp 2 visa. So applying for that job was not a right decision. I only did it because I got influenced by what's happening around me, and I made the application. So first thing you should try and avoid is getting influenced by what people are doing around you. You're going to meet people with different background, different experience, and different plans. So try and have your own plan and stick to it. Do not do what people are doing and what you see around you. That will not help. Second is time management. Now, I worked part time during my master's for about a year. Now, I'm sure that some of you would want to work part time, which is fine to take care of your living expenses. But you need to understand that this can easily lead you towards losing focus on what you've come here for. And you come here for doing your master's. So try and focus on on your master's while doing your part-time work and keeping it as a part-time work. Some people, like even me, sometimes I ended up investing too much time in my part-time job and losing focus on my studies, which was causing problems. So manage your time well. Do not lose your focus from what you've come here for. You've not just come to do your assignments and score 60% or 70%. But if you've come here, you want to do something different. You want to do something good for the full-time job that you take up and in your career. So try and not lose that focus. Third would be negative comments. So once you come in college, you're not going to meet people who talk all good things. You're going to meet a lot of people who talk shit about everything. So I ended up meeting people who talk shit about college, course, Ireland, jobs, everything. And as a fresher who is already thinking about his education loan and how to pay it off, you get a little scared. You start to think, did I make a right decision, or did I make a wrong decision? And it scares you. So and that can lead to losing your focus on your studies. And that's what happened with me. I was a bit scared. I would not properly focus on my studies, and it's not a good situation to be in. So try and avoid all the negative comments. Just tell yourself one thing, that you decided to do your master's. you selected a college or course, you've taken taken an education loan if you have, paid the fees, you're here. Now nothing can change. Just focus on what you want to do to get that full-time job. That is the third mistake you should avoid. Fourth is the timing of applying for jobs. When to apply for the jobs is something that you should really know. As per your legal restrictions, you can work full time starting after your second semester. But ideally, the best time to apply for full time work is after your masters, because your primary focus should be your masters and try and do well in your masters. That should be the ideal situation. But if you want to apply before that, if you've got a lot of work experience or some reason to apply earlier than that, then second semester, once it ends, then that should be the ideal time to apply for a full-time work. Do not apply before that, because even if you apply and you get an interview call and you get selected, you cannot start work. Legally, you cannot begin work. So there's no point in applying for jobs. And if you're a fresher, your focus should be on doing well in your college and doing some really good work which helps you in improving your chances, and not just applying for jobs. Fifth mistake was not learning from my rejections during job application. So what I mean by this is, when I graduated, I started applying for jobs. And if my profile is not good for a role, then the company would straight away reject and send an email to me saying, unfortunately, you're not selected for this particular role, which is okay. Sometimes I would get calls from the recruiter and they would ask me for a stamp 4 visa, which is a work permit. And I would, I don't have it, so, I would be rejected because of that reason too. And the third reason was that, let's say I get an interview call and I would go for the first round, probably rejected because of some reason. Now, the mistake that I was making is when I go for an interview call and I get rejected after, let's say, the first round or the second round, I would not come back home and try to analyze what did I do wrong during that interview. What is it that I should not have done or I should not repeat again in the next interview? Initially, it took me some time to understand that I should not be repeating mistakes. But then, with every rejection, I started learning what is it that I did wrong in the first interview that I should not repeat in the second interview. That helped me improve with every single interview. It took me some interviews to get a job. And, that was, again, because being a fresher, it's going to be a bit difficult as compared to someone who's experienced. But learning from your rejections is the most important thing to do. Always try and analyze what did you do wrong, and if the recruiter asked you for a particular skill or technology which you don't know, come back home, try and learn that technology or skill as much as you can, and try and use it in the next interview. If you said something wrong, try and not repeat that in the next interview. It's a learning process. Rejections are fine. You're not going to get a job with your first application. It might happen as well, but if it doesn't happen, then it is important to focus on what you do during the time when you don't have a job. So these are some of the mistakes that I made, and I hope you don't repeat them and end up getting a job that you want to. And I hope this information helps you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will try and answer those for you. Thank you.